Hello guys, welcome to another video. My name is Mima, and in today's video I want to show you something different but at the same time very nice and very beautiful and very personal. Alright, so I want to show you my 31-day challenge. So basically what I did is I invented a challenge for myself that I will draw every day in May last year. So I know that it happened like in May last year, but now I'm ready to go through all the drawings and to go through all the even emotions, because this challenge was very, very personal to me. It happened and I gave myself this challenge a month before I actually moved to a different country by myself. So it was very personal. I was saying goodbye to my family and friends, and I was saying goodbye to the old way of living and to the, my country, and that was overwhelming. It was just too much for me. So the thing that I always do is I always run away from the world to my drawings and to my art. So basically I did the same thing, and that's why I think I pressured myself to produce every day one drawing. So that was very pressuring at the same time, because I also wanted to post it on social media. You will see the drawings, I'm loving it, and this is the first time actually that I'm gonna go through them all at once. I was looking at them from time to time, certain drawings, but I never went through all of them. So I'm sure that this will be also a bit emotional for me as well. I'm ready to go through all of them with you today, and I truly hope that you will like it. By the way, these drawings are very different than what I'm used to be doing. And I love them because of that, because they're very different and they're very challenging, but at the same time they're very interesting. So by the way, these drawings can also be found on my Patreon page as coloring pages. So I like them that much that I actually did coloring pages from them, because they're so fun to do and they're so fun to color. So make sure to check out my Patreon page. My Patreon page is filled now with real-time tutorials, with weekly art challenges, with Q&A sessions and everything else. I am very excited about my Patreon page because I recently updated everything, and yesterday I posted a beautiful weekly art challenge, and I'm sure that people will like it. So make sure to check out my Patreon page if you want to join me, meet me, and talk to me and draw with me and get all the benefits that my Patreon is offering. So make sure to check that out as well. And I'm very excited to be showing you this. So I truly hope that you will like all my drawings that I did so far. And yeah, we can start. All right, so before we start, I would just like to say something, that these coloring pages, in case you don't want to become my patron, can be found on my website as well. So make sure to check out my website as well. They're available on my website as coloring pages. You can download them and print them out straight away and color them as you wish. So make sure to check that out as well. Okay, so now we had that covered. This is officially the first one. So I just wanted to explore with the actual forms and to see if I'm able to create an actual face from it. And I actually really liked it. So I decided that my 31-day challenge should be all about this. So expect loads of different shapes and forms. Okay, this is the second one. This was on the 2nd of May. And this one is very exciting. I actually wanted to draw her eyes, and as you can see, the colors are all over the place. But I ended up really liking it. And yeah, I think I called these ones Alter Ego, I think. Also, I would really like to name them all, and for some of them I have the names, and you can check them out again on my website, because each and every one of the coloring page has her own name. So if you see something now that you like and that it reminds you of a certain name, make sure to write me in the comment section down below as well, because I want to name them all. I think that that would be really, really amazing. Okay, so this is the third one. And again, no eyes. I don't know why I didn't draw eyes on some of them. It's because apparently I didn't want to see something, or I don't know what's in my head back then. But yeah, this is the first time, because I always love drawing the eyes, and this is the 31 days I was just kind of avoiding to draw the eyes, and you will see in some of my following drawings as well. But I liked it. I liked the forms, and I liked how this one turned out as well. This one I wanted to kind of separate the background from the portrait, And as you can see, like the background is kind of separated from the portrait, so it kind of gives them like a bit more of a 3D effect, which I really liked. So that one's the fourth. This one I didn't like at all. I don't know why, but I think I ruined her face. And I like the background, I like the contrast and everything, but I didn't like her face at all. And this one is kind of, it's not even, so like I destroyed it completely, but it was a part of the journey and I liked it. So yeah, I think that I ended up having something else and I didn't have the time to actually create something different, so there she is. Okay, so now we have this one, and I wanted to kind of make the background, and for every background that you can see like that is like in one color, I use the gouache for it. I don't know, I was very brave putting these kinds of colors on the actual face, but it turned out quite nice as well. This one again with no eyes, but I think I wanted to kind of to make her like look all vibrant with all these colors. I would put like the neon pink here as well, but at the same time I wanted to keep the background very simple so she can kind of stand out from the background itself, again with no eyes. But I liked how this one turned out. It's really, really nice. Then again we have this one. This one reminds me of Mulan. I don't know why, but it kind of gave me that vibe, and I also like kind of was playing with the forms there as well. So I think that this one is pretty nice as well. I have no idea what this part is, but I made it and I'm not questioning it because it was a part of my journey. So that's about it. Then we have this one. I don't know why, but like even now when I'm looking at this one, I have the vibe of a Pinocchio. I have no idea why, don't ask me why, but it's just, it's how I feel, that this is kind of gave me the Pinocchio vibe, and that's it. So like she could be called like Pinocchio or female Pinocchio or something. Okay, so this one I didn't like at all. I don't know why, but I didn't like it at all. But apparently people loved it. It ended up as my coloring page as well, because people really loved it, especially on Instagram. Like people loved it on Instagram. It's just, it was something wrong with her face. I don't know why. And I messed up the eyes a bit, but then again, everything was kind of in a geometrical vibe. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it as it is, and that was it. But for me, I didn't like it, and for people, they liked it, so I left it. And again, I didn't have the time to actually produce another one, so that's that. And now we have this one, again, with the kind of more peaceful background. And again, I used a bit of a more vibrant colors, which as you can see, it turned out the way how it turned out. But then again, I really like this one as well. This one is quite dark. I don't know what was with me that day. Like this one is kind of quite dark, but I like the look of her face and I like the eyes as well. So I decided to leave it. Also, she's a bit separated from the background with these white moments. So I like this one, yeah, as well. This one gave me that like a, I don't know, like a Roman vibe, something like that. Like, I don't know, like it's not Egyptian, I think it's more of a Roman vibe, but I liked this one a lot, to be honest. Just the form was very nice, and the way how, again, I didn't draw the eyes. I left the eyes like that, but I really liked this one. It was a nice journey. I remember working on this one, and I know that I had some fun working on this one. This one I didn't like at all. This one was, I don't know, it was just like without the lines, completely disorganized. Like I want to experiment with the forms, so I kind of made these kind of circles and stuff, but I didn't like this one at all. And I remember, I don't even know why I put the blue on her face, but it was a nice thing to do, and it was an interesting journey as well. Now this one again with no eyes. But then again, I think that it turned out like really nice. I again want to play with the background, so I kind of, you know, like gave the different vibes here and there. But then again, I left her like completely with like tons of different colors and stuff. So I guess I like this one as well. This one is pretty simple. And I wanted to kind of make her pretty flat, like with just the basic colors, like the grayish and bluish tones, and then to create her hair in a bit different way, and also to play around with the background. So I just kind of went the other way around this time. This one I absolutely love. For most of my drawings I was using first the markers and then the colored pencils. For this kind of background, like I know that I didn't put the colored pencils on top of this one. I just wanted it to leave it as it is, and I was using the colored pencils on top of it, but I really, really love this one. This one can also be found as a coloring page, so make sure to check it out, my website or my Patreon. This one I think is the most personal, I think, from all. As you can see, she has the red hair, so I just wanted to kind of create, of course, with no eyes. But I kind of she gave me that kind of a foresty, witchy vibe, which I like. I really liked how this one turned out. You know, like she has that kind of a fiery moment, but at the same time, this kind of a greenish background gives her a bit of a different vibe. So I really like this one as well. Then we have this one. This one is quite nice. I don't know, like I remember I didn't have any thoughts while drawing this one. Like I just basically drew it and that's it. Like I didn't have any particular emotions, I remember. Just wanted to finish off my task and that's it. But like I think that this one is very nice. This one reminded me of a bee because of the eyes and stuff. Like she had that, again, a bit of a foresty vibe, but at the same time she reminded me of the bee, as you will see in my following, because I was inspired by the bee and like a bee, a fly, something, because of these eyes. So even though I didn't like how this one turned out, like she's supposed to be a bit, I think that's a bit harmonious color would work better here. But anyways, this one I really, really love. Like this one is, I don't know, one of my favorites, I think. I think that these kinds of colors, they gave like such a nice vibe, and the combination with the black and yellow, I think that this one turned out like quite nice. And of course I was inspired by bees, so that's about it. And this one was, well, this one was inspired by twins, and I don't know exactly why it was inspired by twins, but this one was inspired by twins. I wanted to kind of change the color of their of the eyes to be different, than like to put one part in color, to put the different parts in just like in a monochromatic way. And I don't know, I don't know what was with me that day, but this one was inspired by twins. This one I think is completely different from like all the rest of the drawings. Like even though it doesn't have the lines and it's not, you know, like separated with the black lines, I think that this one kind of has like a special moment there, and I really, really ended up liking this one as well. This one is a bit more of a fashionist vibe, so like you can see that like as we go, like my emotions and my days are changing, like depending on the, you know, like we have some very dark, then we have something very colorful, then we have something very fashionist. So I like this one. I like how the hair turned out, and I like the background as well. Like it's kind of, it follows the hair, which I like. So I think that this one turned out quite nice as well. Of course, I have no idea why I put the red eyes there, but it kind of gave me that bit more fiery vibe. This one seems very upset, and I most probably was upset that day, so I decided to draw something that was very upset as well. But I think that this one turned out quite nice as well, even though like she's upset, and like as you can see, the background is pretty aggressive. It's a part of my journey. It was a part of my journey, and yeah, this one is quite different than the rest. Then we have this one. I have no idea what was in my head that day, because this one seems quite different. And I know that I have this one as a coloring page as well, but I don't know quite what was in my head. And she is quite weird. You know, when you look at the drawing and like it seems weird. So this one is weird to me, even though I drew it, but this one is weird to me. I don't know why, but it's weird. It kind of gives me that weird vibe. But then again, I enjoyed working on this one, I remember. This one I didn't like just because of the colors that I used. I think that the colors are all over the place, and I think that maybe with the different tones she would turn out quite like much better. But she also has that a bit of a foresty vibe. Okay, when it comes to this one, I have no idea about the stain, like something happened here, but I decided to leave it as it is because I don't know what happened, but apparently it's supposed to stay there. So it stayed. I like the vibe, even though the colors are again all over the place. I was just so expressive, like with the colors. I don't know what was like, I think that that was a part of me moving and me saying goodbye to everyone. So that was, I think that I had to get out like from myself loads of emotions. So I think that that's why everything is just like so colorful and so opaque. But I remember enjoying working on this one. Like this one is something that I really enjoyed working, and I like the vibe of it as well. So yeah, it's very nice. This one, I remember that that day I didn't have any time to draw. So I want to do something very simple, and I didn't use the colored pencils for this one, but she seemed too simple for me, so I decided to kind of add some of the things and stuff because it was I don't know, it seems like there are roads here, like the roads, and then this is something different, and this reminds me of the hair, this one reminds me of like a windmill. So this is pretty decorative, so I have no idea what was in my head. I just know that I didn't have the time that day to draw, and I was like, okay, draw whatever you want, but like make sure to do it because you need to post something. This one again with no eyes, and the eyes, they're quite different. Like if you see the whole drawing, like it's just the eyes, they don't fit. But I like this one so much. I don't know why, but I kind of like, if I was about to do a like a better study on this one, I think that this one would turn out like very, very amazingly. And I remember enjoying working on this one so much. It's just like the combination of the colors I like, basically the whole vibe of it I like. And I guess that you all expect that like for the last day I did something amazing, but I didn't. I again didn't have the time to draw, so I was just like, okay, I might as well just do something. And I didn't have any plan for it as I had for like different of like most of them, but I kind of wanted to combine here everything, the colors, the differences in the face, the circles. I want to combine everything except the designs that I was working on. But even though she didn't turn out the way how I expected, like I have no idea how I managed to combine like this color with this one and to kind of leave it as it is, like I tore this one with this one, like it doesn't make any sense to me when I look at it now. And I also left some part just in markers. For some I did with colored pencils, but it was a part of my journey, and I think that it's nice. It's okay. It's not something that I'm like super proud of, but it's nice. Anyways, guys, this will be all for today's video, and I truly hope that you enjoyed this little journey with me when it comes to my journey that I did in May last year. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to check out everything, my Patreon page, my website, if you're interested in these coloring pages, or to draw with me, or to have a look at my real-time step-by-step tutorials, to participate in weekly art challenges, to get prints, and to get loads of different things from me in case you want to join my Patreon page. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you in another video. Bye, guys.